What is happening, Facebook fans, family, friends, everybody across the internet? David here with Bluefin, excited to talk about our Spring into Savings event happening now at bluefinbrands.com. You can see in front of me, I got a couple of our bundles that are on bluefinbrands.com. We're going to be talking a lot of Marvel today, so we might as well kick it off with the two bad boys in the middle. We got the Titan bundle. You're going to get Thanos, you're going to get Hulk, you're going to get Captain America, all for $150. Sorry, I almost stumbled on my words there. These are some of my favorite figures that Tomash Nations have made. I've gone on and on about how amazing this Captain America is. You know, the shield comes with a couple of really cool effect parts, so it's like you're throwing it off the wall, throwing it off the ground. You can have them battle your final in-game version of Captain America. It's so much fun. The other bundle is our Puny God bundle. Hulk, Loki. Loki's got the horns, just like in the first Avengers movie where Hulk just takes him by the legs and just goes the town all over the place. I think that was everyone's first like, oh my God, I love Marvel moment in the Avengers. So definitely make sure to pick these up. We got I've got a Cowboy Bebop bundle, comes with the Swordfish, comes with Vicious. We got a Dragon Ball bundle, comes with a couple SH figure arts, the Proplica Dragon Radar. There's a Street Fighter bundle. There's a body bundle. There's a case closed bundle. There's so many bundles. Just go to bluefinbrands.com to check it all out. And yeah, today we are talking about Marvel. And I have assembled the Rogues Gallery of Rogues Galleries, my favorite trio of guests on this podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. We got Justin, we got AJ, we got David. How are the three of you doing today?
Fabulous. No complaints.
Marvelous. Doing marvelous.
Oh,
great. Yeah.
Ooh. Marvelous. Captain Marvelous.
Someone earned a new nickname. How you doing, AJ?
I'm doing pretty good myself. I don't have a good pun like David over there, so I'm out for that one.
I call him the master of the mystical puns for nothing. So yeah. Marvel. It's kind of a thing. I think it might make it. It's going to stick around for a little while, so that's exciting. Before we get into everything, Justin, do you want to talk about the amazing contest we have going on at Bluefin Brands right now?
Absolutely. We have this amazing Gundam Extravaganza giveaway that's happening right now. Go to bluefinbrands.com/contest, and there you can enter to win one of several Gundam prizes, the crown jewel being that of the RX-78 Perfect Grade Unleashed. We are giving one of those away. And that's assuming that Mr. Clark over there doesn't hide it and steal it and build it.
Okay, I got one. I'm good.
Okay.
One's never enough for him.
Sure. It's exciting stuff. Yes, absolutely. Head on over to bluefinbrands.com/contest. There you can enter to win several times. There's a bunch of different action items that you can do to get multiple entries, some of which are daily. So definitely check back on that. You have about 2 weeks to get all your entries in. Again, there will be multiple winners, so it's not just a one winner take all. We are going to give away all sorts of prizes to multiple winners. Very excited.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And speaking of giveaways, we're going to be doing a giveaway on this live stream. We are going to be giving away a Doctor Strange Battle on Titan SH figure arts. Justin did an amazing video on this. You can catch it on our YouTube page or any of the Tamashii Nation social channels. Justin got to play with it. It's got so many accessories, so much fun stuff. You know, it's got a transportation portal. He's got his magic effects. You know, he has the Raps of Sidorak. He's got his meditation pose. He's got so much cool stuff. And so, yeah, just be active in the chat. You know, play along, ask questions, give us your comments. You know, what you think of the current state of Marvel. You know, we're going to go from WandaVision, and we're going to go all the way through everything that we know that's coming to Disney Plus in the theaters. So I can't wait to talk about it. Even if you're not watching it live, if you're watching the replay, you know, we'll probably give it a little bit of time before we do the giveaway. So keep commenting, keep sharing. You know, at Bluefin Brands across all social platforms is the best way to keep up with everything. And we seem to be giveaway happy. So we're going to give away a ton of Gundam. We're going to give a ton of stuff away. And now we're giving away a Doctor Strange. So make sure to watch all of our live streams this week. We're going to be here at 11 o'clock all week except Wednesday. And maybe we'll have something to give away in these other shows. So you never know unless you show up. So come join us. So I've talked a lot. David Clark, you're wearing your Punisher jersey. You love Marvel. Let's kind of jump into a relatively spoiler-free discussion on, you know, WandaVision just ended. I know we've all seen it.
Yeah, like people, you had enough time. You had enough time. I'll try to be spoiler-ish free. No, I loved it. I loved the you know, it was a different take. You know, it wasn't just all, you know, 9 episodes of just like lasers and pew pew and throwing buildings. Like, you get your allotment of that towards the end, which I thought was pretty cool. And I liked her coming into her own. And I'm sure everyone knows by now, but they finally said her actual superhero name in universe. So like, even though we already knew what it was, like when they said it, I was like, I yelled a little bit,
You need the validation for it.
Yeah, and I love how like towards the end of the show, they started including like after credits and like mid credit scenes, because like I was trained after the first 5 episodes just kind of like turn off after it was over. Then I started hearing there were other scenes, so I had to get back into the Marvel habit of watching all the way to the end. So it was great.
Yeah, those 7-minute credits.
Yeah,
Right.
You're like, oh great, it's a 42-minute episode. Oh wait, there's 7 minutes.
But those credits look really good too. Like it's all like reds, green, and like all that television color. So I appreciate seeing it.
Oh,
Sure.
we got
It's
a lot
fun.
of heroes in this too, which was great. So
And the cool thing about the credits too is you see how many people it takes to make one of these shows. It's not just like 50 people standing around. It's thousands now, which is nuts. And then in movie credits, it's always cool when you see this film provided 3,200 jobs or something like that. It's always kind of cool.
Yeah, so don't steal it.
Right.
That's usually the underlying message. A lot of people worked really hard on this movie, and they wanted to get paid, so don't steal it.
That's fair.
Now, AJ, did you watched WandaVision? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I did.
Now we know you as the anime fan, the movie writer. Do you really like Marvel? Are you a big Marvel fan?
I'm a really big Marvel fan. I do enjoy watching all the movies. I do make sure I try to go to theaters, watch them. I guess in this case, watch it on the biggest television in the house. I thought the series was fantastic. I think, again, like David said, it's not just all pew pew laser fights. There's story to each character, to the characters. Like we got to see Wanda build up to her her comic book character, and the inclusion of some new characters too that I'm not going to say because this is a spoiler free one, but they included some new characters as well that I was like, hey, I know you, but I'm not going to say it right now. I thought the series was great, and again David said he kicked the habit of those spoilers at the end, and for some reason I didn't. I kept staying to the very end and go, all right, what's at the end of this? And then it'd just be the credits in a different language. I'm like, okay, well, that's it. So I think the first time they did it, I actually did just shut it off. And then I kicked myself in the butt for, the one time I didn't want to watch the credits.
Yeah, I'm just screwed now that I'll just, because I'm watching it on my iPad because everyone else is asleep because I have to watch it at midnight when it comes on because, we're on the internet a lot at this company. So if I don't go on there, someone's going to spoil it for me. And so I just got in the habit of just on my iPad, just kind of slowly scrubbing through like the last 7 minutes of anything I watch now, just to make sure it's nothing there.
I didn't want to admit that, but yeah, that's how I did it.
Do you guys remember your very first end of credits thing, like growing up when that was a thing?
Yes.
What was your first experience with ending credits?
I was Iron Man 1, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
The first movie I ever saw more than once in theaters. Usually I as a kid I would watch a movie and then be done with it, right? But I after seeing Iron Man 1, that's when I started watching the credits for everything. I was like, wait a minute, this is a thing? There's more movie?
I think even for me it was like Iron Man 1 too, because I know when that movie ended, I walked up and went home, and I went on the internet and people were talking about the end, like end of credits. I'm like, there was something at the end? Oh my goodness. So I bought another ticket like the next day, watched the movie again, stayed this time, and then everyone who left, fools. You don't know what's happening.
That's one of the best parts of seeing Marvel movies in theaters when people leave before the credits are over. It's like, idiots. What are you doing?
So the first two that I ever remember, I remember Airplane had a post-credit scene where Leslie Nielsen comes back like one more time to say like, just want to let you know we're all counting on you. And then I remember Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie. Skeletor comes back up at the very, very end. So
It says, I'll be back.
Yeah, after falling into the bottomless pit.
That's the bottom. Yeah. So it makes you believe that maybe the Emperor is okay in Star Wars. If Skeletor can survive, then maybe the Emperor can too.
Well, to be fair, Skeletor fell into a planet that still existed. The Emperor fell into a planet, and then it exploded.
Oh, well, maybe it was safe there.
You got to like the black box.
Right?
There's an escape pod. There's a. If you manage to find yourself in this situation, here, crawl in this pod, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, it's at the very bottom of it.
If your Sith apprentice turns on you, throws you down in the exhaust port, and then the whole battle station explodes, this is where you want to be.
Right. This is the happening place. I think Ferris Bueller too. At the end of that one, he's like, "What are you still doing here?" And he's like shooing you out of the theater. That was a good one too.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to count that.
That one kept you engaged because Rooney was on the bus. You know, you're sticking around for the credits because there's something happening. It's more movie.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of things happening during the credits as opposed to going to black and then coming back up. I always love it. You know, in the 80s, it was big to put like blooper reels and stuff like that, and they kind of went away, got away from that. But I always like how you have Rooney on the bus with the girl offering him like the gummy bear. He's like, "You want a gummy bear? They're nice and warm."
Been in my pocket all day.
Yeah. She's like the State Ferris, like drawing stuff like that. He's like, Rooney.
Great.
But it's cool that David mentioned, all the pew pew and stuff like that, to where like, for me, since the basis of the whole show is on emotions, it's less, the flashiness of the MCU and more about like the emotions, grief and loss and stuff like that. Like I found some of the battles to be like not my least favorite part of it, but kind of like I didn't feel like I needed them. We're not spoiling it, but there is a cool battle between a couple doppelgangers who use their powers in a way that was very unique as opposed to like punching and blocking, and that I really, really loved. I'm trying not to spoil, but
I had a good pun for that too, but I won't spoil. I won't say it.
Okay.
Dang it.
Always filled with puns.
I bet the first word was double.
It's so bad.
We're on the same page. We share a brain here.
Got that song in my head now.
Yeah. Now, having seen WandaVision, Justin, are you surprised that it's not your traditional Marvel fare? Are you surprised they made this their very first Disney Plus show, that they went right out of the gate with something off the bat, or did you think maybe they'd go something more traditional like what we'll talk about next with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to be the first show, but due to COVID and just delays, it ended up being pushed back. So they were definitely going that traditional route, and I'm kind of glad that it shook things up a little bit. It kind of reminded us what it means to watch a TV show again, to sort of break the fabric of what we come to expect from a Marvel show. Or movie anyway. And so in this case, it was 3 episodes before anything really happened. And it was a pretty big commitment that they were asking for people to sit there and just sit there and digest it. Don't worry about where it's going. Just watch the show. And I was guilty of being like, what the hell is this show about? Like, I don't get it. As a lover of sitcoms, I was even hard for me to just sit there. And then, of course, the big reveal, and then episode 4 happened, and then I was like on board. So, I can definitely appreciate shaking things up a bit. I like it when studios experiment. It doesn't always, equal a home run, but at least you tried and you're doing something different. So in this case, I think it was a success.
I think it was definitely good, like something that we needed, because one, we hadn't seen what it was like for people coming back from the snap, like for regular people.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That
was cool.
Terrifying. People just coming back into
Yeah.
So like that's obviously something I think that we need to see. But also, I think Wanda's the only one who's had a human reaction to coming back after the snap, because this has been 3 weeks since Endgame. You shouldn't be normal 3 weeks after something like everyone else is like, oh yeah, we're fine. No, you're not fine.
Well, considering the last thing she remembers before she went away is the love of her life being murdered by Thanos
twice. She killed him once, and then
yeah. So there we go. That's quite the series of events. You murdered your love, then he was brought back to life, and then killed by Thanos, and then you just disappear for 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And you wake up,
it's like 5 years.
You wake up, you're like, well, if I'm back, maybe Vision's back. Oh no, he's parts.
Yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments what you guys thought of Vision, WandaVision, and what you think of all of the upcoming slates. We definitely want to hear about you. Remember, we are giving away the Doctor Strange Battle on Titan SH Figure Art. So, best comment, happiest comment, the most fun comment will definitely win. So, we were trying to...
real quick, Dave, I'm sorry. It's worth mentioning that Doctor Strange figure, the cape sets the bar gosh darn high when it comes to cloth capes. There's wires all through that thing. It's completely posable. You can have it. His cape is amazing at flowing. The only real competition to that is probably Spawn's cape in how awesome it is and how cool it looks. And in that particular one, there's all sorts of cool wires. You can pose that any way you want. It's very firm wire, and you can literally have it standing up, blowing, whatever you want to do. It's incredible. That is it. And
Justin has played with it a lot.
Yeah.
We'll give you one that Justin hasn't played with. Don't worry. Yours will be cootie free.
Sure.
Or mostly cootie free. We always like throwing just a little bit of cooties with all of our prizes. Just so you have a little bit of us with you.
Yeah. Need the antibodies, see.
Well, anything else on WandaVision before we move on to what I think a lot of us are probably very excited about?
Well, someone did comment that they would like a WandaVision figure for her, so that'd be kind of cool to get, her suit as say like an SH figure.
You got jogging suit Wanda, and then you got leisure wear Wanda, and then you have
Wanda.
I want every iteration they went through for every sitcom.
Perfect.
Yeah, her costume at the end was pretty cool. I liked it quite a bit for a unique take on a classic costume that probably doesn't translate to film well.
Right.
Right.
I mean, she wore it for Halloween and looked pretty ridiculous, right? So.
Luckily, it was Halloween.
Yeah, but like even if she wore that, like who's gonna tell her no?
Right.
Like,
like this sets a statement. So I'm a trendsetter.
Well, cool. So the next Marvel series on Disney Plus is going to be The Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's going to debut on the 19th, I believe. 19th?
Yes.
Yes, correct. The 19th, which is next week. And it is going to be only 6 episodes. That was surprising. I thought it was going to be maybe closer to 8. Love to be 10, but only 6 episodes. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan are reprising their roles from the end of Endgame. And I'm assuming this series will kind of revolve around Falcon, growing into what he thinks it means to be worthy of being the next Captain America. So AJ, as someone who cried their eyes out at the end of Endgame when Captain America gave the shield to Sam Wilson, are you going to cry all through this series, AJ? I know you're crying.
I want to use that Captain America at the end when he goes, "No, I don't think I will," but I probably will. No, I think going into what it says next week, so I'm looking forward to it. It seems to be more of the action pace Marvel that we're used to, and I've always found it interesting to see like the Falcon interact as a superhero, considering he's using tech as well, kind of like how Tony Stark does it. But except he's not covered in a suit of armor. It is just him and his backpack. Yeah, his backpack comes with wings. I think even from the trailer, there were some really cool shots of him flying around, avoiding like missiles. And I was like, those are pretty good camera shots. So I'm looking more for the cinematic part of the show.
Yeah. I look in the trailer where Bucky's hanging out on the bottom of the truck, and Falcon just like glides up next to him. He's like, "Man, she really whooped your butt."
Yeah.
David, are you excited to see Sam Wilson kind of morph into Captain America? And what would you like to see from a Sam Wilson Captain America to separate him from, Steve Rogers Captain America, aside from the obvious one has wings?
Well, I mean, I think like the difference we're gonna see is the struggle of the show is going to be between what like the government wants for its next Captain America and kind of what Cap wanted for the next Captain America. Because obviously he chose Sam, but as we see in the trailers, there is another Captain America who's been chosen. So I'm interested to see what that conflict is going to be like, and see how people come to accept a much different Captain America in a lot of different ways. And also, look, I believe they casted Patriot, which I'm interested to see as well. I believe in the comics he's the grandson of the first Captain America, who was black. So that always cool to see something like that happening. And plus, it's just really funny to see Bucky and Falcon together. Like they're friends, they hate each other. But they're all friends.
Yeah. My favorite scene is from them in Civil War when Bucky's in the back seat and he's like, "Can you move your seat up?" He's like, "No." They see Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter have their kiss, and they're both like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a real good dynamic. So, so Justin, what are your kind of like early predictions for the show as far as how far do you think it's going to go the whole 6 episodes and then Sam Wilson will finally take the mantle of Captain America, or do you think that he's going to earn it kind of like halfway through and have to like just maintain it through the show?
So I think it's going to be it's one of those things where Steve Rogers is like irreplaceable. So I think he's going to have to question like who he is as a person and is he up to the task, and our hero's going to get knocked down and beat up quite a bit, and then eventually, probably like around the episode 5 mark or so, he'll rise to the occasion and do what he has to do. But apart from just the normal bickering and lethal weapon style that I'm expecting to see, obviously I don't know much what's going to happen, but I would imagine that Bucky and Sam are going to have their lethal weapon moments, and he's going to be really feel pressure. I think there's going to be this added pressure that no one really expects him to be the next Steve Rogers. He's just going to put a lot of weight on himself, and I think that'll be a real struggle for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Disney Plus also has this series of shorts. I believe it's called Icons or Treasures or something. And right now they have 4 episodes. There's Wanda, there's Vision, there's Falcon, and then there's the Winter Soldier. And they're like 7 minutes. And basically it takes all of their major clips from all of the shows, the movies they've been on, and it kind of puts it in a nice timeline. And the Falcon one was really good just because you could really see the relationship that he and Steve have, the on your left type stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see, what he looks like in a post Steve Rogers world where he's no longer Steve's sidekick. Now he is, he's the guy. And do any of you think that we will see Chris Evans as an old Captain America outside of, like something we've already seen in Endgame? Do you think he has any new scenes in this, like a mentorship type thing?
I think it would be cool because I love Cap, so I'm all for bringing him back for literally whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Even a poster, it's okay.
Yeah,
just like a picture of him.
Yeah, just like hey, I exist.
He's kind of a Batman Beyond vibe, where he's like the old Bruce Wayne kind of helping.
Sure.
Right.
I think that'd be cool. I think that Mandalorian kind of set some weird precedent with having the Luke Skywalker moment, So now I feel like all of us are just kind of secretly just hoping, like with WandaVision, same thing. We're like, okay, when's this Luke Skywalker moment gonna happen? So now it's like, I feel like my brain is just saying, okay, give me Luke Skywalker, and whether that be Chris Evans or Magneto or whatever the case, I don't care. I just want something that I wasn't expecting, but I'm expecting that thing that's not going to happen. So it's really playing with my emotions in a lot of ways, and I can't really say that I enjoy that.
All right.
Yeah, and Emily Van Camp is going to come back as Sharon Carter, and Daniel Bruhl is going to return as Zemo, everybody's favorite villain from Civil War. So it'll be interesting to see. I completely didn't remember what happened to him at the end of Civil War, because at the end of Civil War, all you really remember is Iron Man going toe to toe with Captain America and Bucky. But
doesn't he go to jail? Aren't they just
I think it was just
citizens arrest. You're going to jail.
Everyone goes to jail. They arrest half the Avengers at the end of that movie too.
Right.
It's a bit sad. So it's next week. I cannot wait for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love both of them as characters, but I don't think any of us have known these characters outside of the lens of sidekick to Captain America. So it'll be interesting to see how they stand on their own 2 feet. I think Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan are both incredible actors, and if anyone can do it, I have no doubt that they can do it. That's one of the things with these first 2 shows, with WandaVision and with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, is they really, really picked the pedigree actors. Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda and Vision both give incredible performances. They're both tremendous actors, and the same is going to go with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I still go on record that Pain and Gain is an amazing movie.
Sure.
I love it so much. It's got The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, and Anthony Mackie, and I know I am in the minority there, but I love it to death. So.
Do you think that Sam is going to have a on your left moment with Bucky?
I should hope so.
Hope so.
Of course, it's got to happen.
But I mean, in theory, Bucky is Captain America fast, I guess. So maybe it'll go the other way. Maybe that'll be the opening. It's Bucky doing it to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going through this again."
That'd be great.
It's like wings and just like, "Yeah, I'm on your right. Do something now."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely gonna be interesting, guy. I think they're definitely gonna be set up by the end to be mentors to the next generation because they're definitely going for a young Avengers at this point. It shouldn't be spoiled at this point. We got Wicked and Speed in WandaVision, so that's 2. We're getting Patriot in this one. Miss Marvel's already getting the show, so I mean they're definitely setting up. I mean, and Hawkeye's daughter's gonna be a thing. So in Stature from Ant-Man, so they're definitely setting up young Avengers. So it's gonna be great because I mean basically everybody else is kind of either super old, dealing with like things like Dormammu, or off planet right now. So it's really just it's kind of just Falcon and Winter Soldier to lead the next generation.
Yeah,
so.
they're just hanging out.
Yeah, I guess you could ask Wanda, but she's
She's busy.
Yeah, a little busy.
She doesn't even have internet in that cabin.
She is the internet. What are you talking about?
Right.
She can make it happen.
She could.
So March 19th, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's going to be a 6-episode arc. It'll be occurring weekly. So mid to second half of April is when it'll end, and then we're going to have a couple weeks off, and then Loki is going to be the next show coming June 11th. Everybody's favorite rapscallion, this guy here, Mr. Tom Hiddleston, that the internet just loves and can't get enough of. That comes in the Puny God bundle. Got to keep plugging that. BluefinBrands.com. But Loki, I think, is the show. We didn't know much about WandaVision. I think we know even less about Loki. We got that trailer that screams, I want to know more. I want to watch this show. I can't wait. But also, what?
Right. Basically, all that we do know is that he is the Loki that escaped during the attack on New York City during 2012 in the Avengers Endgame movie, when he sneaks away with the Tesseract and is now going to follow this new Loki on his new adventures. And of course, this is a Loki that hasn't yet had his redeeming arc, and he is not familiar with being kind to others and loving his brother. He's more of a I'm gonna rule the world one day kind of thing.
It's a little bit of a rapscallion, that one.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Owen Wilson's in it.
Right.
Owen Wilson's in it, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That guy shows up everywhere. Every time I put something on Netflix, he's like just in it. I'm like, my goodness, that guy works a lot.
He's working, man.
Yeah.
good for him.
So Clark, what do you think? What's your opinion on Loki as a character? We'll go the bad Loki and then the redemptive Loki. Post Ragnarok.
Right. Now, I like Loki. I like the conflict with him because he's got a little mischievous side, which I think was only made worse by kind of always feeling on the outside in his family. Which I mean, he's not Asgardian, so I mean that's a huge thing. Him finding out that he was an ice giant is was kind of a big deal for him. But I do like how even when Loki's been, I mean, let's be honest, evil, he kind of comes in clutch when you need him. Somewhat, he tried. He attempts to come in clutch.
Sure.
To get this next snap, but it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this Loki comes to the good side eventually, and him and Thor are going to meet up eventually, so it's going to be fun to see that. So I'm excited to see his growth as a character again. Hopefully for real this time. It's going to stick.
Right. So time travel always gets weird. Now, if this Loki is going to be fine and dandy, assuming he doesn't get killed by something else, he is free to live his own life. He is not going to be. Time is never going to catch up to itself, and he's never going to be murdered by Thanos. Is that how that works?
Different universe. So, I think these are things that they're going to address in Multiverse of Madness because they kind of made a multiverse, it seems, when they went back and took the stones and kind of changed some things. So
sure. So it's splintered off, and now he's his own thing. Yeah. He is no longer.
If he comes over from Loki universe, if he comes from there to the main universe, who else can come back? Thanos. Because he is very much in that timeline still.
Sure.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting because it's still this series conceivably probably takes place in 2012 when the Avengers movie took place, and I wonder how Loki will react to knowing that he was killed by Thanos. Not having an idea what a Thanos is or anything like that. It'll be
Thanos. What's a Thanos?
Thanos. Tell me his name again. Do you think, AJ? Do you think they're going to make him good, or do you think we're going to get a couple seasons of him being being a little mischievous guy. It's only 6 episodes, this one as well. So
it's kind of hard to tell because, again, 6 episodes is, and with these 30-minute formats, so you've got some time to play with it, but I'd like to see some mischief happen with him, with some kind of story and a plot towards the end. Maybe him meeting Thanos. Something. I mean, I know he's met him already, right? Like in Avengers, like that was his thing. He talked to Thanos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's like his pawn.
So he's already known about him, but I think in this case, I'd like to just see him do his little shenanigans and have it something fun because I do like Tom Hiddleston. He's a great actor, so we'll see. Maybe he will run to Hulk because there's some things with Hulk 2 where I have questions after Age of Ultron. So.
Yeah. That autopilot, man. I get you anywhere you want to go.
Age of Ultron has become like the movie now to just rewatch and go, what happened that I missed the first time around?
Yeah. And the description just says the series will reportedly find the god of mischief traveling through various time periods, getting into many shenanigans.
I like shenanigans.
I do too. So
wacky mayhem ensues.
Yeah. Maybe Owen Wilson's gonna trick him into doing some stuff he doesn't want to do.
Man,
yeah.
Owen Wilson also traveling through time.
Yeah. Wow.
Like Thor Ragnarok is one of like the funniest movies ever. I love that movie so much, and it's crazy that a part 3 in a series is arguably the best one.
Yeah,
that's pretty rare.
Yeah. I love Loki's face when he saw the Hulk came out.
Yeah, I know. He was on point, dude. Taika Waititi brought out just the best in all of them, man. It was such a really good movie. And if you didn't love Loki already, I think he was already probably the best Marvel villain at the time. Mm-hmm. And just giving him that spotlight to shine was just incredible. And it just shows like how awesome Loki really is. We always just kind of knew that he was just a sneaky sneak, and it was really cool to see kind of that fun range and dynamic between him and his brother. It's great.
Yeah, because we all knew that he loves his brother. No matter how many times he tries to kill him or he doesn't trust him, like he always kind of felt, and you knew that one day he was going to come through. And in Ragnarok, he kept thinking, "Oh, this is when it's going to happen. It's going to happen." He keeps betraying him, and then when Thor has to like put the little device on him, he's like, "You're just predictable."
Right.
Like, I just knew what you were going to do. But, you see it a little bit in Thor the Dark World, which I know that movie, the less said, the better. When the mother dies and, Thor goes down to the dungeon and it looks like everything's just hunky-dory. And then when he drops the illusion, you see he's like destroyed his room and he's just a wreck because, he loved the mother and stuff like that. So I think he's an infinitely complex character. Some of us have siblings. Some of us are the golden child. Some have to live in the shadow of the golden child, so it would be hard.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm the baby.
Firstborn golden child here. So I can imagine that Thor casts a pretty large shadow, it's kind of hard to get out from underneath that. And so finally, when he gave into his love, and like Justin, Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite Marvel movies. It's definitely in my top 3, and so I can't get enough of what Taika Waititi did with that.
Yeah.
Bye, Doug. Bye. I'm gonna call you.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You said 6 episodes, and hopefully they're somewhere between like the 45-minute to an hour range. I'm sure they'll fluctuate, but
actually,
7 minutes of credit.
45 minutes.
Yeah. Crazy. We'll see.
And then also in the summer of 2021, Loki's going to be early summer, sometime within the summer of 2021. We don't have a definitive release date yet. We have the animated series What If. What If was always one of my favorite comic series. They always had like just fun and interesting, like, well, what if this happened instead of this? What if Mr. Fantastic had the Infinity Gauntlet instead of Thanos? Things like that. And they're bringing back almost everybody that's ever been in the MCU. And it's real exciting. And you get like halfway through, and then it kind of gets heartbreaking that Chadwick Boseman is going to be back as Black Panther. And you're like, you're automatically reminded again that he's unfortunately no longer with us, and what a hole that's going to leave in the MCU. But Michael B. Jordan is coming back, Sebastian Stan, Josh Brolin, Mark Ruffalo, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, Chris Hemsworth, Haley Atwood, Chadwick Boseman, Karen Gillan, Jeremy Renner, Paul Rudd. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's going to be 23 episodes. Now, I don't know if that means that each episode's going to have, I'm assuming they're going to be shorts, or maybe one episode has like 2 to 3 episodes, but Right now, it's listed as 23 animated episodes. Can't wait. Justin, what's the first character that comes to mind that you would like to see in a what if? It doesn't have to. You don't have to give me the scenario. Just who do you want to see in animated form?
Ooh, my gosh, probably Iron Man, to be honest with you, because he became like my favorite. I never liked Iron Man prior to the MCU. I always thought that he was the worst. I hated Tony Stark in comic books, and then that completely changed. My entire tone and perception of Iron Man changed with the MCU, and so it would be nice to see or even hear, Iron Man talk again. It's kind of sad when after you watch Endgame, you're just like, oh my god, I need to go read a book. I'm depressed right now, and so it would be nice to kind of revisit Tony Stark and Iron Man for me.
Yeah, your best buddy Michael Rooker is going to reprise Yondu in animated. So that's
that'll be great.
Yondu.
That would be cool too, especially if as a Reaver, like maybe even when he first takes Star-Lord. So what if the story is like, what if he, took him to Ego instead of actually raising him or something like that? That could be
what
terrible.
if he fed him?
They want to eat you.
Yeah.
I never had no Terran. Are you wearing your Yondu shirt? I can see like the tip.
I am.
Mary Poppins,
Mary Poppins, y'all. And Jeff Goldblum is also going to lend his voice back to the Grandmaster.
It's my birthday. Yeah.
That is a weird plane. So it'll be our first kind of like real. They've done animation obviously in the past with both animated movies and with children's programming or programming geared towards children that adults like us also enjoy. So this will kind of be their first foray into kind of mass market, animation, and so it'll be real interesting to see how it pans out. So David is a fan of animation, of Marvel, of the comic book source materials. I'm sure you've read your share of What If comics. What's something you'd like to see kind of monkeyed with in the MC universe to see what kind of long-lasting effects it has?
Well, so I don't know if rights-wise they'd be able to pull it off. But what I would like to see is them pull off a proper World Breaker Hulk from World War Hulk, because I think that Hulk would not have been punked by Thanos, and I hated seeing that. So I would love to see World Breaker Hulk get his chance to shine and do a little better than getting hit with a 3-piece combo by the Mad Titan. And then he came back in Endgame as a punk, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, just fix him.
Bring back those poodles from that Ang Lee movie. Yeah, that was a good one. Do that. Someone had said in the comments, what if Steve Rogers wasn't Captain America or something like that? I forget what the comment was. But yeah, so Peggy, first episode is Peggy gets the serum. She gets the super juice instead of Steve Rogers.
And the second half of that episode is going to be if Loki had wielded Mjolnir instead of Thor.
Ooh, that sounds sketchy.
I can see the problems. And Jeffrey Wright is actually going to make his MCU debut. He's going to play the Watcher. He's going to play Utau. I always pronounce it. Uatu. However you want to pronounce that. When I read names, I never figure them out in my head. I just kind of like go.
Watu.
Okay, I go face blind when I read them. Of course, he's from like Westworld. He was from Hunger Games. He's an amazing actor. He's got a very good voice.
Yeah, he's got a great voice, and he's in the Bond movies too.
Yes,
Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah, so that should be exciting. AJ, do you have anything on the wish list for what you'd like to see monkeyed with?
I don't know. It's like the what if kind of idea is always something you and like your friends always have. Like after a movie, they're like, oh, but what if this had happened instead? So it's a lot of conversation starters. I will say from the comments in the chat, there's some pretty good ones. Like, hear me out. What if Owen Wilson was Thanos?
Why not?
I'm there.
Wait. Him double Thanos, or literally just him? Like just him with no makeup. Just he's there.
Yeah, just regular Owen Wilson as Thanos with the
Owen Wilson
and everything
from Armageddon in the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for a 23-year-old movie.
That's it. Yeah, I always like what I would hope for the series is one of my favorite what ifs is not actually a Marvel what if. It's Star Wars. Star Wars did something called Star Wars Infinities, and it took all 3 movies in the original trilogy and they changed one key event. So, for example, with A New Hope, Luke doesn't destroy the Death Star. He shoots and he half misses. And so what was cool is they not only finished the story of A New Hope, they finished what happened in Empire Strikes Back. Okay, now what happens in Return of the Jedi? And that's what I want to see from these what ifs. Like, they're going to change something. I want to see how that would play out throughout, the totality of the MCU. Like, if say the first one is, say they do one on like Iron Man, except he dies of the shrapnel, so we don't have an Iron Man. I'd like to see how that affects everything through Thanos. They'd have to have obviously incredibly condensed and like fast forward.
So I was thinking that maybe instead of his parents getting killed is that they don't, because part of who he is because his parents died, just like Batman, right? Like there was that whole in the animated series, like his parents were alive for a second and he's like, what, this is weird, and everything that he knows to be true is just flipped on its head because now he doesn't need to be Batman anymore because he was doing it because of his parents, kind of thing. That could be really interesting with Iron Man, because he's always chasing the ghost of his father and trying to be a great man.
Right. What would be crazy is if they went back to Civil War and instead of Tony being a coward, decided to stand with Cap against the whole Sokovia Accords.
Whoa! You're throwing around this C word there.
That's what I love about these what ifs, though.
Tony's fear has been a big problem with him trying to put a suit of armor around the world. So if he had decided to stand with Cap, the Avengers could have been united, and I think Infinity War would have gone down a whole lot different if they had all been together. Basically, it's all Iron Man's fault. So
basically,
that's fine.
What if
First of all, Infinity War is all Star-Lord's fault? I think we can agree on that. Like,
yeah,
they have the gauntlet.
What if Star-Lord didn't do that?
Credits. This is over.
Spider-Man gets the gauntlet off, and he's like, oh, well, now what?
Yeah.
That was simple. So that's exciting. So in 2021, we're going to get 4 Disney Plus shows. In theory, we still are slated for 3 feature-length films to go to the theaters. In May, maybe, hopefully, who knows? Black Widow will finally reach theaters. Supposed to come out last year, but due to COVID, it got pushed back. We're also going to get Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
They gave me so many fake titles. I know Home is in it. No Way Home, coming out in December. We'll have to play it by ear if those get pushed or anything like that. So theoretically, we could get. So we got 4. So there's 23 episodes, 2 at 6 and 1 at 9. So there's so much programming for Marvel this year. It's an embarrassment of riches. It's like the best time to be a geek. We have so much going on, and that's not it. Going into 2022, they already have plans for sometime in 2022 to have Hawkeye, to have Ms. Marvel, to have Moon Knight, to have She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, I Am Groot. Some of these may not be 2022, they may be 2023, but that's a lot. So out of all those that I just named, Justin, which one really stands out to you? Is it I Am Groot? Is it Armor Wars, Ironheart, Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, or Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye?
Sure. So I think Ironheart's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm actually really excited for Moon Knight because I don't know anything about Moon Knight other than Oscar Isaac and freaking Ethan Hawke are in it. And who are we talking? We're talking to like James Biscardi on from comicbook.com, and he's all about Moon Knight. I'm like, what the heck's a Moon Knight? So I'm very intrigued because that is just something that I know absolutely nothing about. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Batman, but crazier, and may have powers or may not.
Oh,
I'm going to take your word on this.
Yeah,
because I have no idea.
His powers may come from an Egyptian god, or he's insane.
Yeah,
one of those.
And truth be told, Dave, I'm actually the thing I'm most excited for is Blade. I know we're still a long ways out for that, but I cannot wait to watch Blade.
Right. Mahershala Ali he's pretty great.
He's the best at everything.
Yeah. That was an amazing surprise at Comic-Con. We're like, well, there's obviously nothing else. And then you watch that, and I'm like, who's Mahershala Ali going to play in the MCU? And they're like, Blade. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah. That was crazy.
You were cutting up and dead.
it's like they also like within WandaVision too. Currently, like it's setting up for Blade. For they got magic and powers, and then coming with Doctor Strange 2, all this magic stuff is happening. I'm like, Blade's setting up pretty well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Moon Knight, Justin. Like Moon Knight is something that if you read comics, like you love Moon Knight. It's like the greatest thing, but for whatever reason, he's just not on a lot of people's radar. Like I'm the same way with you. I know next to nothing about him, but everyone I talk to who loves comics is like, oh my god, you got to read Moon Knight. And I'm like, do I?
Tell me what to do. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. I'm gonna get my formal education is gonna come from this show. I have decided not to read any source material and just go with it.
It's a good way to go into it. I'm super excited about Secret Invasion. Like Justin, I am an enormous fan of Ben Mendelsohn. He plays Talos the Skrull, and it's
the best.
And Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury in probably a true buddy cop movie with something that I'm assuming will have real world implications on the history of the future of the MCU, maybe leading into a new formation of an Avengers team. Super duper excited to see those two back on screen together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. AJ, what excites you about the upcoming slate?
I think out of the ones listed, She-Hulk's pretty interesting because, not gonna lie, all of them Hulk movies were not my favorite. So hopefully this time around, with She-Hulk, they'll do some justice and it'll be really good. I think people have been asking for like She-Hulk for a while now. Like, you'd want to see it in somewhere in the MCU. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn around.
Yeah, absolutely. And David, what about you? What tickles your fancy?
Well, for one, Secret Invasion, I hope we get Super Skrull. I love Super Skrull. So please, Disney, please make it happen. I'm looking forward to the most Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel, actually. I was a real big fan of the first volume of the comic. I like the character. I like how she says "embiggen" to make her body get all huge and stuff. It's not a real word, but it's a hilarious word that makes me happy. And so I'm hoping that they pull it off because her story arc is really good, and it's gonna be fun to see how they pull off her stretchy powers. It'll probably be a good preview of how they pull off Mr. Fantastic. So should be cool.
Yeah,
and she can redeem the Inhumans. Huh. They had a bad deal with it. She came back. She's an Inhuman, so there's hope.
I think they're gonna not touch that with the 10th football. They're like, I don't know, those Inhumans.
You need Black Bolt though. Not Illuminati. Gotta fix it. They gotta fix it somehow.
They're gonna do out humans instead of Inhumans.
Ooh. That'll be the one.
Yeah. What if Inhumans were out humans instead?
They can bring back Black Bolt because he didn't have any speaking lines, so his acting could not have been terrible. He just stands there, all right? You can bring him back at least.
You could have stood like this.
It's funny how the speaking has something to do with it, because like even Groot, just all he says is "I am Groot," but the inflection on how he says it and just the emotion from his face, it's so crazy how we're just captivated by that. Doesn't read too well in comic books, but when you see it in film, it's pretty awesome.
Vin Diesel's easiest role.
Yeah.
Crazy right.
Yeah. I think what's going to help Groot succeed is that they're going to be shorts. They're not going to be like full 30-minute episodes. It's going to be a couple minutes short.
Good.
Right.
James Gunn's going to executive produce it. So I could see I am Groot getting pretty tiresome after 30 minutes.
Sure. They should just have like a 3-minute cartoon before a movie. Like how Roger Rabbit was, or Pink Panther. You guys are old enough to remember that? Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic.
I did enjoy Baby Groot dance in the beginning of the second movie, so that was pretty fun. Just need some of that.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to plug in the stereo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I would love them to do like part of that, have a short where you find out like how Thor learned to speak tree. Like
it was an elective.
Like he understood. Yeah. I went, no. You need to show me that. Show me him learning.
That's at University of Phoenix.
I just want to see him like taking notes and just I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Anybody can write that language. We're all already fluent in it. We all can already write it perfectly. So we're 2/3 of the way. We just need to understand it.
Right.
Other than that, we're batting 1,000. So, so any parting words on I almost said the Justice League.
Whoa.
Big whoops. Come back next week for that. I'm sure we'll have some kind of live stream about that thing. But on the MCU, does anybody have any parting words?
No, I have a game for us to play whenever you guys are ready for that.
It's got a game.
Ooh.
All right, I got games.
All right. This is on the honor system, so keep score. All right. All right. This will be fun, and people in the chat can play along too. So, in Iron Man, what song plays at the beginning of the movie? Is it Iron Man by Black Sabbath, Back in Black by AC/DC, Ordinary World by Duran Duran, or Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin?
Back in Black.
It's Back in Black, right?
Back in Black. That is correct.
Cool.
All right.
Wonderful.
In The Incredible Hulk, what does Tony tell Thaddeus Ross at the end of the film? That he wants to study the Hulk, that he knows about S.H.I.E.L.D., that they are putting a team together, or that Thaddeus owes him money. Where's my $5?
Put together a team. And then he goes, "Who's we?"
Yeah, that's correct. Awesome job. In Iron Man 2, what fake name does Natasha use when she first meets Tony? There's Natalie Rushman, Natalia Romanoff, Nicole Rohan, or Naya Rabi.
I don't remember this, so I'm going to lose
Second
the point.
Did she go by Romanoff?
I mean, is that your final answer? It was Natalia Rushman, Natalia Romanoff, or I'm sorry, Natalie Rushman, Natalia Romanoff, Nicole Rohan, or Naya Rabi.
Whatever C is, I'll go with C.
You're going with Romanoff, and okay, you're both wrong. It was
Thanks.
Natalie Rushman.
That face.
In
It's
Thor,
more, like, she showed up. I'm like, okay, that's Black Widow.
right,
Right. We knew who she was.
right. Spoiler alert, right?
Saw through the
In Thor, what does Thor want another of when he is in the diner? A slice of pie, a piece of toast, a stack of pancakes, or a cup of coffee?
coffee.
Man, even though against coffee, that pancake sound pretty good.
I know, right? I like pancakes. In Captain America, the first Avenger, where does Peggy tell Steve she wants to meet him for a dance before he plunges into the ice? At the Cotton Club, the Stork Club, El Morocco, or the Copacabana?
I think the Stork Club.
I'm going to go wrong for Copacabana just because.
Clark was right with the Stork Club.
You're gonna make a baby.
Yeah.
You're missing out on the Copacabana.
In the Avengers, Natasha remarks to Clint that the Battle of New York is a lot like what?
Budapest.
Very good. I won't even go through the answer.
Dang.
We're gonna find all about that in April.
Yeah, that should be fun. In Iron Man 3, what is the name of the little boy Tony befriends while stranded? You have Harry, Henry, Harley, or Holden?
What say the first two again?
Harry, Henry, Harley, Holden.
Henry.
Holden.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Clark on that one. I don't remember, but I'm just going to go with Holden.
It was Harley.
Harley.
Well,
Well,
you guys all get shocked.
Clayton Bishop got that right, so congrats.
Awesome.
He loves the kids in the Marvel Universe, I guess.
In Thor, The Dark World, where do Sif and Volstagg hide the Reality Stone at the end of the movie?
I don't know this movie.
Yes, they gave it to the collector.
That's the one part of the movie that I remember.
Yeah. In Captain America, The Winter Soldier, what does the Winter Soldier say after Steve recognizes him for the first time? Who the hell is Bucky? Do I know you? He's gone. Or what did you say?
Who the hell is Bucky?
Yeah.
Who the hell is Bucky? All right. In Guardians of the Galaxy, what are the 3 items Rocket claims he needs in order to escape the prison? All right. I'll give you some options. A security guard, a fork, and an ankle monitor, or a security band, a battery, and a prosthetic leg, a pair of binoculars, a detonator, and a prosthetic leg, or a knife, a cable wires, and Peter's mixtape.
B.
I'm going to B.
It's one of the ones with the leg for sure.
B is correct.
How much for the arm? I'm gonna get that arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that arm.
But that mixtape, though.
In Avengers: Age of Ultron, what word does Tony utter that makes Steve say language? Is it? I can't say something.
It was a bad word.
Yeah, we'll just give
Is
that
it
one.
all of the above?
We'll do $HIT.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's a family show.
In Ant-Man, what animal does Darren Cross unsuccessfully shrink? A mouse,
Oh, poor
a
lamb.
sheep, a duck, or a hamster?
Like
You
a
said
sheep.
lamb, so we'll go with sheep. All right. In Captain America Civil War, who isn't on Iron Man's team? Vision, Black Panther, Hawkeye, or Black Widow?
Black Widow is not on his team. She fights against the Vision.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Obviously, she fights against Hawkeye. Oh no, I'm sorry, Hawkeye. Say the names again. Say the names again.
Vision, Black Panther, Hawkeye, or Black Widow?
Hawkeye, because Hawkeye shoots Ant-Man.
Yeah, Hawkeye is for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that was close.
You have to remember the battle.
Yeah, that's crazy. In Doctor Strange, what type of doctor is Stephen Strange? Is he a neurosurgeon, a cardio surgeon, a trauma surgeon, or a plastic surgeon?
Neurosurgeon.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, finish this line. I'm blank, y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
It's on your shirt.
Yeah, that was a gimme. I knew that one was coming. So.
Oh.
In Spider-Man Homecoming, who does Stan Lee appear as? A guy who Spider-Man helps cross the street, a neighbor who is disturbed by a car alarm, Peter's upstairs neighbor, or a guy who works at a hot dog cart?
It's the one, the car alarm one, but, you didn't say which Spider-Man.
In Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
I thought I said that. I'm sorry.
I
Mad about the alarm, right? He was like,
it was the alarm guy.
It is the alarm one.
Yeah.
And then what's her name? Like, try to hit on him or something like that?
Yeah. Okay, we're almost done. I promise. In Thor Ragnarok, what is Valkyrie's scrapper number? 3, 16, 142, or 232?
142.
That is a great guess. I know that you just guessed, and that is a great guess.
I was going to go with
Please repeat the choices one more time.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, we actually discussed this one in the trash, so it won't work. Okay, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Scott hid an old Ant-Man suit underneath a trophy. What did the trophy say? World's greatest. Okay. If I can remind all contestants to please wait until the question has been read.
Gotta give him the buzzer.
I love the Ant-Man movies. Like, I don't know if it's the whimsy of it, but like, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but like, Paul Rudd can do no wrong as a human being, and I hate to derail this quiz. I watched an interview with him, and he does this thing with his. So if anyone asks him to take a picture, he's able to like manipulate his finger like this and take a picture to where it looks like there's a butt on top of your head. So I urge all of you to watch. I think it was The Hot Ones with Sean Evans. He interviews Paul Rudd, and he talks about his unique thing of taking pictures, and it's the funniest thing. You should. Paul Rudd takes pictures with his finger. Look it up.
Sounds great. In Captain Marvel, what is Carol's nickname for Monica? Sergeant Danger, Commander Monica, Lieutenant Trouble, or General Mo?
I wish it were General Mo because that's funny.
Sergeant Danger, Commander Monica, Lieutenant Trouble, or General Mo?
Go with C.
Wait, what? I heard a C.
I'm saying
Trouble.
C.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
I want it to be D though. I like General Mo.
You guys are doing very well. Okay, this will be our last. We have 2 questions left. In Avengers Endgame, what is Natasha's final line before she sacrifices herself on Vormir? Let go of me, or let me go. It's okay. Tell everyone I blank and Clint.
It's okay.
It's okay?
That's what I say.
Final answer?
I thought there was 2 choices only.
Let me go is 1. It's okay is 2. Tell everyone I blank because she probably fell. And then Clint, period.
I think we'll go with C.
Tell everyone I... that one?
Just for the heck of it.
Let me just reenact that for you and tell you if that makes sense.
No,
Tell
I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah, that's cold blooded.
Works with me.
Okay. Dave said it's okay, and that is correct. All right, last question. Spider-Man, Far From Home. What necklace does Peter buy for MJ? A Black Dahlia necklace, a Black Sunflower necklace, a St. Christopher necklace, or an NYC Skyline necklace?
Black Dahlia because it's morbid. She likes morbid things.
Yeah, it is morbid.
Who watch serial killer shows?
Yeah, and it's like cut in half. It's Terrible. That's it. You guys did amazing. You only missed half of them.
Perfect. That's a pat on the back.
50%. 50%.
Well, there you have it. That was fun. Thanks for playing.
Well, thanks for having a game.
Yeah,
I think
just
it's
a
all people
reminder.
in chat got it right. So.
Yeah, and everyone that gets in the chat, you're also entered to win that Doctor Strange figure.
Doctor Strange.
Woo. Or you just give it to me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
and then
get the Doctor Strange questions right. Maybe you'll get extra entries.
right.
But yeah, well, thank you for having a fun game. All right. Anybody else? Marvel. Speak now. Forever hold your peace.
Just Marvel can't miss. They're just they just keep winning, man. It's amazing.
They're like DJ Khaled. All they do is win.
All they do is win.
Well, you can see Justin is showing off some of the incredible bundles we have going on during our Spring into Savings sale. Of course, we have the Dragon Ball bundle there, 3 SH figure arts and a Dragon Raider for only $120. It's a lot of fun. Tao Pai Pai comes with the log that he rides on. It's so much fun. It's the pink log. Titan bundle. You know, everybody loves Thanos. At least I love Thanos. I know Clark loves Thanos. You're going to get the Thanos. You're going to get the Hulk, and you're going to get the Cap versus Cap SH figure arts. Like I said, the Cap versus the Cap, Captain America is so much fun. You know, you can have him hood on, hood off. You know, he's got the shield. He can be throwing his shield. It's got this really, really cool effect part where it looks like there's like wind bouncing off things. Street Fighter bundle, you know, who doesn't love Street Fighter? Justin loves Street Fighter. He's got Mortal Kombat's machine in the background, but he still loves Street Fighter. So
I do. I got a Street Fighter fighting stick. I thought I would be better with it, but I'm not. I still suck.
Apparently it's not the fighting stick.
No. I tried. Oh well.
Yeah, that's all you can do is try. So tons of bundles, tons of special promotions, a ton of different deals and sales going on at bluefinbrands.com right now. Bluefinbrands.com is the place to be for everything spring into savings. And since you're already going to be at bluefinbrands.com, you might as well enter our contest. We are giving away just a ton of Gundam model kits. There's going to be several winners. One of the winners is going to walk away with a perfect grade RX-78 Unleashed, the most recent perfect grade that you can't find in stores anywhere. As Justin's scrolling, you can see there is a ton of ways to enter. You know, a lot of them are, you know, follow us on social media. Some at the bottom are just visit this webpage. You know, that's all you have to do is visit that webpage. You can visit the webpages daily for your daily entries. You know, you see there's a lot of entrants, but someone's got to win. You have just as good a chance as anybody else, so you might as well enter. Doesn't cost anything. You know, no purchase necessary. So go there, enter daily, and you can win some really, really, really cool prizes. And make sure to follow at Bluefin Brands across all the social platforms to keep up with just everything. You know, we'll be promoting select bundles, select promotions. We'll be talking about our live streams. We'll be doing some giveaways there. And please join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock again. We're going to be talking Cowboy Bebop. Going to be talking about the Swordfish Vicious. We're going to go over the entire series. You know, what the future may hold as far as, you know, any kind of remake or live action version. But yeah, so make sure, again, follow at Bluefin Brands across all social platforms and go to bluefinbrands.com for all of this great stuff. And make sure to keep on commenting and leaving your questions in wherever you're watching this to enter to win the Doctor Strange Battle on Titan SH figure art with the amazing cape.
The amazing cape. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
You're the best. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.